It's hard to believe it's already been over 3 years since the initial trailer for Dragon Quest III HD-2D Remake. God, I hope I'm saying that the right way round this time. And boy, the wait for more info has been pretty torturous for us Dragon Quest fans. It's been so long! However, the wait is nearly over, my friends. I have played it. Yes, I was incredibly lucky, privileged, #blessed to be invited by Square Enix themselves to have a hands-on with an early build of the game, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. And while I definitely won't be able to divulge everything about the demo I played, I came away from it feeling well impressed. Puns, right? Dragon Quest, we love our puns. God, I hope they give me footage of a well. So, the question is then, was it any good? What did I think? And has it been worth the wait? The answer is yes. You can watch the rest of the video, but it is good. It is really good. We were allowed to play about 45 minutes to an hour of the beginning of the game, without some of the opening cutscenes. I won't go into any spoilers here, by the way, story-wise. In fact, this was the first time I'd ever experienced Dragon Quest III at all. I was tempted to try the Switch version that was released a few years ago, but when I heard they were working on a remake, I was like, I might as well wait for that, right? And boy am I glad I did! This remake, however, oh my god, it is gorgeous. It's exactly what you think it's going to be like. Dragon Quest III, but with Octopath Traveler-style graphics. Square have adopted this graphical style for quite a few games now, including previous remakes of games like Live Alive, Live Alive? Live Alive? And obviously Octopath 1 and 2. So if you've played any of those games, you kind of know what to expect. Beautiful 3D environments with absolutely gorgeous 2D sprites. I had to actually physically stop myself from just gawking at the scenery because I knew I had to get a move on. With limited game time, I wanted to experience as much of it as I possibly could. And yeah, from the footage you're clearly watching right now, you can see for yourselves, it just looks incredible. The water glistening in the sun, leaves blowing by in battle, even little rats that scurry away when you run near them in dungeons. And yeah, since this was my first experience with Dragon Quest III, I really had no idea what was going to be happening or what to expect story-wise. But I'm sure if you've played the original or if you've played any of the old-school Dragon Quests, you're going to feel right at home with this remake. It's turn-based combat, so you input all of your commands and then your turns play out in whatever order your character's speed dictates. Now, there's never any turn order visible, you've just kinda gotta wing it a little bit. This does lead to a little bit of uncertainty as to how the next round is gonna go. But I don't know, man, the tension of not knowing if your healer's gonna get that spell off in time, it's pretty exhilarating. Or maybe I'm just a masochist. You also don't have exact control over who you're targeting. As in, there'll sometimes be groups of enemies, and you don't have control over which specific enemy in that group you actually are going to hit with any given character. I remember this really threw me for a loop for a while when I first started playing some of these older Dragon Quests, but you get used to it pretty quick. And your characters do typically tend to target the ones that make the most sense out of the group. Enemies that have already been weakened by other characters, but I can definitely see this being a little bit weird for newbies. But yeah, the battles themselves look so much nicer now. Instead of just still images of an enemy.png, you have these wonderfully animated sprites that kind of remind me of Pokemon Black and White a little bit. They have so much more personality now, and the iconic Akira Toriyama designs get to really shine. R.I.P. you great man. You do also get to see your character sprites in battle this time too. Although sadly there's no character animations when they're carrying out attacks. You see the enemies take damage and the spells look great, but you don't actually see your character during these moments. It's something the series always did in the older games, really only changing it up with Dragon Quest VIII, I believe. So I'm used to it, but with a remake it would have been cool to have added, kind of like what they did with the 3DS version of 7. That was really my only nitpick. And I was very pleased that they have added different battle speeds for those long grinding sessions. Every turn-based game should have this. And it even does the thing that Dragon Quest XI kind of introduced, where the weaker an enemy gets, the name will change colour. Again, I really like this because it kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit as to never knowing exactly when an enemy's gonna bite the dust. but you can use this to kind of still prioritize who you want to take out first. Oh my god, how have I not spoken about the music yet? It's so good! Fully orchestrated music, no MIDI stuff, fantastic. So happy about that. They've also tweaked the UI, made it look a little bit nicer. There's an auto battle option. You also don't need to go to a king to save your game anymore. You can just do it at churches or at statues, just like the more modern titles. Also, as I was playing, I did notice that certain story NPCs were actually voiced, so that's interesting. I don't know if any of the main characters will be, or how extensive this is going to be throughout the game, but it's pretty cool. It all just feels classic Dragon Quest. They really haven't tweaked it too much, just some nice quality of life improvements, some extra visual flair. Pretty much exactly what I wanted it to be. I really wish I could have played more. But I'm sure closer to the release date we will get more information, so please do subscribe if you want to see more about Dragon Quest III HD-2D Remake or just Dragon Quest in general. I'm such a massive fan of the series, and I will absolutely be doing a full playthrough of this when it comes out in November. And before we sign off, I really do want to just thank Square Enix for inviting me down to have a taste of this. It was incredible. I just can't quite believe that I was chosen for this. So it's all thanks to you guys. If you didn't watch my videos, this wouldn't have happened. So thank you all so frickin' much. So yeah, I frickin' loved it. It was great. I just can't wait for it. It's pretty much exactly what I wanted it to be. I'm sure many of you will enjoy it as well, and if you have any questions, I will try and answer them in the comments as best as I can, as I'm allowed to. And if you could share the video, like it if you've enjoyed this, it would really help me out massively, and I'd be so grateful. Thanks everyone, take care, bye bye for now.